So in Silksong, there's a feature in this game called crests. They let you change up your gameplay by using different slots, different ways to heal, and whole different movesets. So when I eventually unlocked and played with all 7 of them, I just want to do a simple ranking based on what I think of them. My main rules are just mostly want to cover how good they are when it comes to exploring and how good they are when it comes to combat. Number of color slots don't really matter to me because you could just make it work. There are 2 crests I will make exceptions for and bring them up. I mostly just want to talk about the moveset, mostly the down airs, and the unique stuff they got. I have yet to beat Act 3. I only started it. That's why I added the huge... the crest you spawn with. And before I say a single thing, the diagonal down air is not bad. I'm sorry, I don't understand how y'all could struggle with this. It's so easy to pogo with it. It's just an angle. Anyways, this crest, standard bind, standard moveset. What makes this crest special though is that you can upgrade it twice. And this is where things get interesting. Every time you deal damage to an enemy without getting hurt, a meter fills up. The higher the meter, the more damage you will do. It resets when you get hurt. Combat wise with this crest, even without the upgrade, it's pretty good. The standard moveset, efficient, reliable, with the charge attack being okay, I guess. The dash attack, honestly, is a sleeper. The down air is so good too. It chases enemies when you're in the air. And with the upgrade, it just makes it an absolute powerhouse. Being able to output so much damage, you could just DPS down anything you're hitting. Exploration with this crest is just so fun, dude. The down air sends you downwards at an angle, so dashing out of it is it's so perfect. It's so easy to get into the flow with this crest. I don't understand how people can hate this down air so much. It's so good. It's so fun.
Missed again?
Hey guys, you're having such a hard time with the default down air, just go here and get this shot. Ah! Anyways, yeah, it's the Hall Knight crest. No silly down air, no silly bind effect, just your run-of-the-mill average attacks. Not really much to say. Perfect for people who prefer the original moveset, except it's got one neat effect. When you eventually get enough silk to bind, this new icon shows up, and when this icon is active, every hit you land has a chance to crit. So honestly, it makes it pretty good to rack up damage with. I can't tell you exactly what the crit chances and how much the multiplier is because the wiki's kind of a barren wasteland, but trust me, it's good. When it comes to exploration, listen, I love the diagonal down air, but because of the angle, there's a lot of skips that the Wanderers down air can just, you know, actually do, and I don't even have to think as much when I'm trying to pogo with it, so it's got points for that. For combat, yeah, it's what you expect, but honestly, you shouldn't sleep on it. The crest attacks really fast actually, so it's really easy to rack up damage and silk, especially when you land those crits, and in my opinion, it's got the most reliable charge attack. So I recommend using it. So yeah, it's average, no seasoning, average opinions, TikTok music taste. This is where crests get interesting. Reaper's one of the 2 crests as his down air, keeping you relatively still in the air. The other attacks are definitely interesting. The arches require just slightly more precision to land, especially that up attack. Shit like this can happen. But what makes this crest so cool is when you bind, you still get the 3 HP, but you receive a buff for a short amount of time. While the buff is active, every time you hit an enemy, they spawn orbs that give you silk when you pick them up. Honestly, I don't see why no one's talking about this. Not only you get the normal heal, but you also nearly double your silk gain. The orbs stay for so long too. You could just keep them as a reserve in case if you want to pop a heal or an ability. So yeah, for combat, this crest is kind of goated. It's really unfortunate that everyone only uses the first 2 crests for the whole game. They're missing out on baller shit. For exploration, that's alright. Similar to Wanderer's crest because the down air, not too bad. It's just the way the base attack arches that can leave you in awkward spots when running around. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty good. I love this crest so much. This is the best crest for combat. Okay. Moveset? Pretty standard, fair slashes here and there. Only thing I could really say, I don't like the charge attack that much because a leap forward requires a lot of precision to get an okay amount of value. The down air, honestly, is kind of the worst part. Not only it's at a very interesting angle, it's got a short delay. And honestly, that short delay got me hit so many goddamn times. But I can forgive that because it's very unique bind ability, which makes Hornet lock in. As you notice, you don't heal after the bind. That's because in this enraged state, you deal more damage, attack much faster, and the 3 masks that are missing can actually be healed when you attack. This means you hit hard and fast while healing on top. How could you not love this? The best thing about this beast state is that when you use it at max HP, then take damage, you can still get your HP back because you never healed at that point. Meaning, you just become a DPS machine. It doesn't matter if you get hit anymore, because your buff will most likely be active, so you could get your HP back. And if it's not active, you most likely already have enough silk to bind again, meaning more damage and more healing. You see the vision now of the cycle? Oh my god, for combat, it's perfect. I love it so much. Even the buns down there is so good for chasing. It's the only one to change the taunt, turning it into a goddamn battle cry. For exploration, yeah, it's meh. I've gotten used to it down there, but it's not worth it, especially with the delay being slightly annoying, I gotta admit. And because the bind requires you to actually hit something to heal, it could leave you in awkward spots of just having the silk and you can't do anything with it. This is one of the crests I mentioned about making an exception for, because with this crest, you can only use tools, no spells. Whether this is a good or a bad thing, that's really up to y'all. Personally, I don't mind because of how diverse the tools are, so it's kind of fun. The architect moveset is different, to say the least. The side attacks give you slight momentum, which is kind of neat. It's got a normal bind, thankfully, because the main factor of this crest is to be able to repair your tools without benches, which is okay, I guess. Unless if you just refuse to fight with your nail and mainly use your tools for damage, I can't really see how this is a better crest over others. Even if you have max tool damage, if your trips are so long you're actively using this ability to repair your items more than once, there's no way you have enough shards to keep up with that. Maybe if you're using buff tools like Flintstone, but that's like the best reason I could give. I mean, shit, you can overdose with it, so I guess it's worth it. For exploration, the chargeable down air just kind of feels meh. It's not really worth it in my eyes. And for combat, I can see why someone likes using this. Tools are fun. I've seen so many clips of people abusing tools to beat bosses, but it's just, it ain't for me. This one's definitely the weirdest crest. I mean, everything's just different. Base attacks are whips, the only other downer to keep you stagnant, and when it connects, it hits twice, so that's neat. Charge attack's actually kind of baller. Kind of reminds me of a particular nail art from a different game. It's just, alright, fuck it. I have to talk about it. The way to unlock this crest is the weirdest and most convoluted shit ever. Through a hidden passage in the Whispering Vaults, you get to Biowater, you find a baby. Annoying baby at that, he won't shut up. Oh my god, he won't shut up. No matter what screen I'm on, you'll hear him crying. Take this baby to an NPC in Shellwood and return for saving the baby. She curses you. In this state, low max Sil, and you can't heal at all. And you're forced to use the Witch Crest before the Witch Crest. Then you go to this random NPC in Greymoor to start another quest line just to get all the way to Sinner's Road. What? And then after all that, you finish it off with some black market surgery and properly get the Witch Crest. How is anyone supposed to find this out? This is one of the very few times the Silksong Wiki actually has something to say, because I think everyone was confused as me. Anyways, the other thing that makes this crest special, similar to the Beast Crest, when you bind, you don't heal. Turns out the bind is a huge AoE, and if an enemy gets hit by it, that's when you get your HP back. Sounds cool on paper, but in execution, I don't see how this is worth using other forms of healing. Sure, AoE, fast cast, and it's quite a big hitbox. It's not that hard to hit with it to heal, but the other abilities are just so much better to get value out of. Like the Goat Beast Crest gives you amazing buffs to compensate for the lack of insta-heal. Then you look at the Witch and it's just there. For exploration, it's not that bad, because honestly, the AoE heal and the charge attack, meaning this is perfect for crowd control. And we all know how much this game likes to gang up on you, but it just suffers the same issue the Beast Crest has. And for main combat like bosses, it's okay. I honestly recommend using anything else. Remember the silly grub charm from Hollow Knight that lets you shoot projectiles? This is the second exception I gotta make. You can't use any tools, only 3 spells, and they all get hella buffed with increased damage. Again, I can't pull out the exact numbers. Every single attack is projectile based, and this even includes the pogo, so you could do shit like this. I see the vision, using long range to poke, then build up silk to use buff spells. Honestly, pretty dope, fun twist to play the game. The Wanderer's Crest might have the Knight moveset, but honestly, Shaman is the closest we have to truly playing as the Knight, because if you're tapped into Hollow Knight, basically the same gameplay loop. Swinging, spamming spells, it's literally the Knight, and none of y'all can tell me otherwise. Hell, to even add on to that point, you can't bind in the air with this crest. If you try, you'll fall down, then start the healing process. Just like how the Knights can't heal in the air either. So combat-wise, honestly, this crest is goated. Being able to space out enemies that followed up with abilities just to spam, honestly, it's pretty fun. The down air is relatively at a weird angle, so exploration with it is kind of weird. But hey, when you hit it, the long range pogo is honestly fun to use. So yeah, that's that. If you agree or disagree, you could just comment it. I don't care. And I'm also here to beat the game now, because I still have yet to beat Act 3.
Anyways, bye-bye. Subscribe, please.